Yes. Chief? Chief? I guess wherever you can blend in and she not get too excited. So. Come on up here. Lisa, come on up. Yeah, both of you, come on up. This involves you all mostly. Sir, let me know when you're ready. You're good? Okay. Just let them get in place. All right. Folks, for expediency of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. First and foremost, I want to thank you all on behalf of the county and on behalf of Glynn County Police Department for coming out today. And for those of you who are tuning in through our live stream and through social media, I want to thank you all for taking the time out. For those of you who I have not had the honor or the pleasure of meeting, or who I have not actually met in person, my name is Jacques Batiste. I am the newly sworn in Chief of Police for Glynn County Police Department. And as Chief for Glynn County, it is my sworn duty to ensure a safe Glynn and provide every possible resource, not only to battle law breaking, but also to detect, deter, and prevent criminal activity. During 2021, Glynn County experienced many crimes of concern, including over 300 entering autos, 1,046 thefts, over 1,100 weapon offenses, and almost 400 drug-related crimes, just to name a few. In addition, we received almost 300 calls from our residents regarding shots fired in Glynn County. To be more specific, it was around 291 calls, both in the city of Brunswick as well as Glynn County. We had 5 homicides in 2021, it's sad to say. And in December of this year, we had, of 2021, we had 2 homicides, which were committed, and 46 gun-related incidents, none of which can be tolerated. One of those senseless homicides took place in this park, where we stand today, and a young man, a father, who had not even begun to live his best years of his life, was lost due to gun violence. This park meant for happiness, meant for times of joy, meant for family, instead was the scene of tragedy. This public park near the banks of the Turtle River was the site of the Selden Normal and Industrial Institute, considered one of the finest black educational facilities of its time. Selden Institute opened in 1903 and pioneered in the intermediate education of black residents throughout the coastal area. Although the school may have closed its doors in 1933, this approximately 35-acre site continues to be a popular gathering place for family reunions, picnics, and recreation, including swimming, basketball, and soccer. And it's our intent that Glynn County and City of Brunswick and many of our visitors have the opportunity to continue those activities without fear of violence. As chief, I will not accept unlawful behavior, and I will not allow violent criminals to prey on others. Our community should not accept nor tolerate the loss of any of our young people to the absurd violence from a few. Therefore, I made the decision, along with others, to immediately establish a new initiative that will proactively and reactively respond to those senseless shootings and other violent crimes across Glynn County. Today, with your help and your support, we began Operation Safe Glynn. To ensure coordination across the county, we have asked all other Glynn County public safety agencies to join us in this effort. The Glynn County Police Department as lead agency, along with Brunswick Police, Glynn County Sheriff's Office, Glynn County Public Schools, or Schools Police, Coastal College of Georgia Police, Georgia State Patrol, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and our federal partners at the FBI and Brunswick Judicial Circuit Court Attorney, as well as the city and county and fire and public works, codes enforcement, and utilities will serve as vital partners in this effort. We cannot sit idly by and allow our citizens to live in fear, nor will we fail to act. In recognizing an extremely vital piece in this effort, we will become more focused on our proactive community engagement efforts, which will include, but not limited to, strategic community partnerships and outreach efforts. Operation Safe Glynn will utilize a new definition of community policing through a strategy aimed at achieving more effective and efficient crime control, reduce fear of crime, improve quality of life, improve police services, and police legitimacy through a proactive reliance on community resources that seeks to change crime-causing conditions. This definition assumes a need for greater accountability of us, the individual police officers and law enforcement officers in your police department and law enforcement agencies, greater public share in decision making, and greater concern for civil rights and liberties. It is time that we consistently walk the walk in partnership with our community. We will tailor our efforts on the needs of the citizens of Glynn County using data-driven, problem-solving policing. There must be accountability for those that commit those violent acts. But we understand that we cannot arrest our way out of every problem, nor should we. What we can do is create options for our officers to combat crime most effectively and for our citizens to have a better quality of life. We will achieve these results using our core mission, community outreach, resource, and engagement as the basis. Our officers become more invested as this is our home as well as it is yours. We have begun efforts to get more involved in mentoring programs. We will engage the community with frequent town halls and other civic activities, as well as implementing enforcement efforts. Violent crime causes hurt and suffering with long-lasting and far-reaching effects. The Glynn County Police Department will work closely, and I repeat that, will work closely with our partners across the Golden Isles to focus on addressing the root causes of violence to ensure a safe Glynn for all who live here. We remain committed to ensuring individuals involved in criminal activity are pursued and held accountable through working collaboratively with the Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney. And just as important, we feel accountability will also come from our efforts to build trusted relationships throughout the Glynn County community. Operation Safe Glynn is a community-centered effort, and the success of this initiative will depend on our community, which is you. Partnerships will depend on our community partnerships with you. We are committed to maintaining through our engagement efforts. That said, if the community is aware of something, it's important that you let us know, because together we are Operation Safe Glynn. That concludes what I have to present to you this morning. The simple fact that you see before you not only the Glynn County Police Department, but representatives from our law enforcement agencies across the county and across the state, as well as our co-workers in the Glynn County and City of Brunswick police departments and community service groups, is a clear statement that this is a new day for us to move forward. We will take a few questions at this time if there are any.
Talk about the importance of being proactive versus reactive to deal with crime in our community.
Excellent question, sir. And that is right on point with what we're planning to establish with Operation Safe Glen. Working more closely with the community, with the community's help, we can identify issues as they're starting to arise rather than respond to them when they have become a systemic problem. We are going to become more active in the community at various levels to identify where there may be breakouts as far as violence, as far as crime, as far as mental issue health. Anything that we can help to make a difference in the community, we want to be there before it becomes a fire, proverbially. We want to be there at the ground level as invested members in the community to help put it out before it becomes a problem.
There's a history of witnesses to many of these violent crimes just not participating, not cooperating with police in any way. And even in this most recent murder, we're hearing their family members who are refusing to cooperate. How do you plan to address that moving forward?
We are re-pledging ourselves to the community that if we can regain the trust of the community, which I believe is already happening as we speak, but if we can regain the trust completely of the community, I think they will see a department, they will see law enforcement as a whole, that they can begin to trust again and understand that we do what we do, not just to protect their loved ones, but our loved ones as well. And the more that we can ingrain ourselves into what goes on in the daily life of these community members, the more they will understand that we too are part of the same community.
Would that outweigh fear of reprisal?
If we can get them to trust and believe in us, we will do everything in our power to make sure that reprisal is not even a word that they have to experience.
Starting today, how can we, at the general public, get involved and be part of the solution?
Excellent question again, sir, and same as the one that was just directed at me from Mr. Reifkin. The way we can what we expect from the community is not only just show up, but when we start with community town hall forums, when we start going out, reduce the notion of whatever implicit biases you may have towards law enforcement. Not every officer you encounter is the devil per se. We are here to help, contrary to what you think. Every person you see behind me has wives, have husbands, have significant others, have children, have families that live here in the county or live outside of the county. And what happens to the community happens to them as well. And we are repledging ourselves to make sure we help do more to solve the problems that we see in this community.
Chief, 300 shots fired. A lot of those have hit houses, cars, in neighborhoods where people are sleeping. In the past, they've hit people.
Yes, sir.
Fortunately, I don't think anybody's been killed by a stray bullet, but it's almost rampant. Is there a tangible way to stop this senseless shooting?
Well, and it's an excellent question also, Mr. Hobbs. What we are first asking people to do, if you have weapons in your home, please start locking them up. We have young people that have access to weapons because they know where they are in the homes. We're also repledging ourselves with the 9 p.m. Lock Your Doors, Lock Your Cars program. A lot of people keep weapons in their cars because it's part of the home defense rule. We're asking that you remove those weapons from your cars every time you return to your residence. It's not hard for people to figure out pulling on door handles and finding unlocked car doors or garage doors that are left open are easy ways to crime and easy ways to finding assets such as weapons and monetary funds to help with criminality. So if people can start doing their part by securing weapons and making them less accessible to our young people as well as to crime on the streets, that's a huge step. Another way is when you know of a situation that's occurring, step forward and trust in the law enforcement agency enough to let them know, even anonymously, this may be a situation that's about to occur. And we need to step forward and help with that. Social media is a great tool for getting people to see and hear everything that goes on. Let's start using it more positively than accept to report when negative situations occur. So we are asking the community. We're also going to be doing further initiatives beyond Operation Safe Glynn to try to reduce the amount of crime, the amount of drugs, the guns, and even human trafficking issues that we're seeing on the streets. One day, we hope that this will be the type of community that we have always wished and pledged for. And that day is now, that we start moving towards it. Questions? With that said, if there are no other questions, I make myself available at any time for anyone in the community who would like to have another meeting about this, who would like to have further information about it. We will be providing on social media and on our website information about Operation Safe Glynn and other initiatives that will soon be following behind. We are not here to be stormtroopers. We are here to play an active part in making this community one that we can all be proud of and enjoy living in together. Again, I salute these people behind me. These are the centurions, whether in law enforcement or in social and civil service. They get up every day and come to a job and are often unappreciated for the work they do. We have to love and respect them as much as we love and respect our educators and everyone else in this community. And I salute these people behind me because they get up and do this job every day. And they do it well. Thank you. Have a good morning, folks.
Have you met the chief? Yeah. Yeah, when you brought him around and called him.